If you're over 40 and you're still using drugstore skincare loaded with God knows what, this is your wake-up call. Your hormones are changing and your skin needs support, not sabotage. Hi, I'm Lydia Martinez, Ebling, certified fitness and nutrition specialist and hormone health coach. And today I'm going to help you clean up your skincare so you can look radiant and glowing without wrecking your hormones. Let's get into it. One of my all-time favorite movie lines in Steel Magnolias, Truvy Jones, played by Dolly Parton, she said, "Time marches on and eventually you realize it's marching right across your face." Ain't that the dang truth? So many things are changing with our body. Our hormones are declining. We're having hot sweats, right? Or what I call them, the hot flashes, night sweats, brain fog, saggy skin. And then we have things that are changing in our skin, literally. Like our pores might be looking bigger, our skin might be getting oilier, or maybe it's drier, maybe we're getting age spots, then we have the fine lines and wrinkles, and you've been using the same skincare. Why are things changing all of a sudden? You were happy with that skincare, but now it's not working for you. Well, like I said, our body's changing, our hormones are changing. Big thing is happening that we're losing estrogen. And estrogen is a key player. One of the things I always say that estrogen is it's like your sex kitten type of hormone. What do I mean by that? It's the hormone that gives your skin that suppleness. It helps produce collagen, elastin. It helps with, just the hydration of your skin, what makes us feel plump and glowing. So as we start to lose that, that's when things start to change. But not only that, as our body's shifting, estrogen's going down, testosterone's going down, progesterone's going down. We have an increase in inflammation in our body, gut disruptions, liver, all these different things. We become more sensitive. So our skin becomes more reactive. So we're looking, okay, what can I do? So I go to the store and I decide to get some skincare products, but a lot of these anti-aging products out there are doing more harm than good because they're loaded with a lot of chemicals and or toxins and what we call xenoestrogens. So this is what we want to do is we want to clean out, I know it might be a little intimidating, but we want to clean out our skincare. We really want to start looking at the ingredients. So we're not fighting against the aging process. We're actually just working through it. Hopefully, and that makes sense. So let's break it down. Okay, so let's talk about some things that you want to avoid. And that's like toxins, obviously, right? But there was actually a study put out by stating that women use over 168 when it comes to their skincare products. There's actually over 168 different chemicals in their personal care products. And I don't think that we're doing that knowingly, but now you're gonna know. So there's some things that you wanna look out for. And just like one of the things I say, you can't outrun or outwork out your fork. Well, you can't serum your hormones. So you really need to pay attention to what's in the product. So what are some of the things that we wanna look out for? First thing is parabens. Parabens are used in a lot of skincare products, in your hair care products, lotions, and this is like a preservative. Actually, the problem with parabens is that what they call a xenoestrogen, meaning that it actually mimics estrogen. Why is that a bad thing? Because when you're putting estrogen on your body and it's like a synthetic mimicked estrogen, it actually slows down the good production of your estrogen, and you don't want that, and it actually builds up in your tissues and will cause more just hormone havoc. So next we have phthalates that you want to be aware of, because you'll find these in not only your skincare but even nail polishes and even in your hairspray, and it helps actually things stay smoother, like give it that smooth texture. But the issue is it's another like xenoestrogen, but it's also known or linked to fertility issues. So even though you're not worried about fertility, you should be worried about your hormones. Then you have synthetic fragrances. Okay, fragrances usually equal chemical cocktail. Right? They'll use dozens, if not hundreds of different chemicals to make up one fragrance. And these can be irritant, like a respiratory irritant, but also a skin irritant. And again, it can disrupt your hormones. Okay, now here's a big one, retinols. Now, with retinols, they're touted to be the master for anti-aging. Like every woman should be using a retinol. But the problem is with retinols is that they actually can cause more irritation to your skin. See, as we start to mature, we're going through menopause, our skin's naturally thinning. So when we're putting retinol on it, it makes it even more thin, and then it becomes more reactive to just the sun, or even if you use an LED light or you're trying to get lasers, your skin is actually going to react more. And when it reacts more, it actually causes more skin issues, but it's actually speeding up the aging process versus reversing the aging process with those fine lines and wrinkles. Next, we have PEGs, polyethylene glycols, and formaldehyde. Now, these are put into the products also to make things smoother, kind of like emulsifier, so it feels creamy to you. But yes, they are endocrine disruptors, but also can be carcinogens. So what does that mean? It means they can increase your risk for cancer. Hello? And then let me just stop here for a second on formaldehyde. Formaldehyde, what is that used for? It's part of embalming fluid, so a body doesn't rot. Why would you be putting that on your skin? I actually just, when I think about that word and just saying that word, it takes me back to junior high school in science class when we had to dissect the frog, and all I could do was smell that formaldehyde. So do I need to tell you why you shouldn't be using it? Okay? So think about the ingredients, not trying to beat you up, but think about the ingredients, the things that you're putting on your skin. Your skin is your largest organ. So what you put on your skin is actually feeding your body. So why would you put on your skin things that you personally wouldn't eat, like formaldehyde? Okay, so what can you use instead? Well, there's a lot of great products out there, but I'm going to give you some basic ingredients that you can use at home that is going to help soothe your skin, help fight the aging process, and it's not going to overload your body with all different chemicals and toxins. Okay, so first, one of my personal favorite and something that I use every night is castor oil and jojoba oil. You can use these in combination. They help detoxify your skin. They'll help hydrate your skin, but it's also antimicrobial, so it helps fight against bacteria. Another thing, not so much jojoba oil, but castor oil. You can see these castor oil packs. It really is great for detoxifying. And I do the lazy man or the lazy woman detox, to where I take the dropper and I put it in my belly button and rub it into my stomach, so it can help your digestion and help get things moving for in the morning, if you know what I'm talking about. So it has multiple uses there. Next, we have like aloe-based serums. Now, everybody knows about aloe. Aloe, when you get a sunburn, what do? You put on aloe. Why? Because it's going to soothe any type of irritation, any type of inflammation. It actually heals, right? It heals you when you're burnt, but it's going to heal your skin in general. And so it's going to help any type of irritation that you might be dealing with and give you that hydration without adding to the irritation. But another thing that you can do is that you can actually drink aloe vera juice, and it'll actually heal the body from the inside out. So you can heal inside, and it's going to show up on the outside when it comes to your skin. Now, I know you might be using retinols, but this is what you can do instead, okay? Because I understand fine lines, wrinkles, I ain't got time for that. I don't want to look like I'm 20, but I don't want to look like I'm 55 either, right? I want to be the new whatever. But anyway, so retinols, what can you do for like those fine lines and wrinkles so your skin turns over naturally and it doesn't have those deep wrinkles that you might be frustrated with? Instead of retinols, one of the things I personally like is I like enzyme-based peels or masks. And when I say enzyme-based, like they're fruit-based, papaya, bromelain, these are great enzymes that help get rid of the dead skin cells. It'll help fight against those fine lines and wrinkles without causing a lot of irritation, without making your skin more sensitive to the sun. And another one that I really, really love is a methylene blue mask. This is super duper antioxidant. It's going to help do the same thing, but it's also going to help soothe your skin at the same time instead of making it really irritated, which a lot of chemical peels, retinols, and even masks can do. Now let's talk about like that hydration, that plumpness, that fullness that we feel like we're losing. They say as you start to age or mature, you're either a sagger or a sinker. Right? So that's because of estrogen. Like I said, you're losing that estrogen, so things are going down. So we want to plump things up. Things like hyaluronic acid, squalene, rose hips. These are great ingredients to help give your body or your face that hydration, and it gives temporary plumpness without irritating, without looking fake, without looking like you put a bunch of fillers in your face. And you'll love them, so you can put it all over your body. And what I really like about all the things that we just talked about is that they're inexpensive. So it's a great way to fight the aging process without breaking the bank. And last, you have magnesium sprays and balms. Also, I'm going to throw in there a magnesium supplement. So magnesium sprays and balms and a supplement, taking that or using it before you go to bed will actually help relax the facial muscles, and taking a magnesium supplement helps relax all your muscles so you get better sleep. And we know that sleep is a big deal, right? Because if we're not sleeping properly, well, we're gaining weight, we're not detoxifying the right way, and then we're speeding up the aging process. So those are just some simple things that you can do to shift or swap out the products that you might be using that might not be the best for your hormone health and not doing the things that you want it to do. You've heard the saying, well, I'm going to assume you've heard the saying, what you do in private shows up in public, good or bad. Your skin is a reflection on how you take care of yourself. Living on purpose means honoring your body, not doing what's trending. Aging doesn't mean fading. It means showing up for yourself in this new season. If this spoke to you, make sure that you share this with a friend who's ready to ditch the junk and glow with purpose. And don't forget to subscribe for more hormone-friendly tips. And make sure you check out the video on screen. We're in this journey together, and I want to help you live your best life.